Hey everybody, it's Squid. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Saturday, happy March. Time to start working on the positive things for spring and summer and leave the drama and the bullshit from the last few months in the past. New month, new attitude. How is everybody doing today? Oh, we are going to kickstart this off quick. We have a lot to get through today. And I do apologize for my coughing. There's pollen everywhere. Ooh. Hey Kay, good morning. How is the UK this afternoon? Flash fan, yay! You passed your final and completed the program this morning. I am so happy for you. Dude, little bro, you did it. Kathy, good morning. Patty, how are you? Getting JKD Buck, getting your car worked on. You'll be in and out. Well, I'm glad you're here. Caffeine this morning. I'm awake, but I'm not awake, if you know what I mean. All right, I have to open up the correct complaint. And we will get straight into this. There is no effing around this morning. We are going to get straight into it. Because the faster we get through Blake's, what I view as BS complaint, the faster we can get to the receipts. Because I like receipts. If you're going to tell me some BS and you're going to, try to, pull the wool over my eyes, at least provide receipts. If you don't have a receipt, I don't believe you. If it's not written down, it didn't happen. All right. And I've been thinking about reading through the Epstein files too, but it looks like the stuff that was released this week is all stuff that was leaked already. So it was like, it's not worth the time and effort to read it when it's all stuff that's been out there in the public eye. Anyway, I will post a link to it in Discord. If y'all want to see the website, justice.gov, that has all the files. I do have it. It's just going through it. It's like, tell me something we didn't already know. Apparently, Pam Bondi gave Kash Patel 2 weeks to figure it out and get something on her desk that we haven't seen before. When that happens, I'll let you know. We'll talk about it. But for now, I can't keep up with all the winning. And to me, that's not a win. So anyway, getting back to this complaint, this BS hormonal new mom, in my opinion, blowing things way out of proportion. Hey, Roy. Hey, Amos girl. How are y'all doing this morning? All right. Miss Lively and other cast and crew promoted the film according to the marketing plan. Why is that a complaint? Like, that doesn't need to be sued over. I don't understand how that is a something to sue over. But, I also don't make hundreds of millions of dollars, and I'm not an entitled brat that lives in Hollywood or New York. I'm an entitled brat, just not one that lives in California or New York. Let's preface that before somebody tries to be sassy in the comments. When y'all call me names in my comments, it's like, tell me something I don't know already. And Cynthia, thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Good morning and have a nice Saturday. It is supposed to be a little cooler than yesterday, but it's supposed to be sunny from what I understand. So I have some errands to run and, hey, it didn't start. I'm here though. No sleep, but I'm here. Oh, Jeffrey, go to sleep. And the internet issue should be better today. After I went to sleep with the little last night, Mr. Squid got frustrated with it and found a sweet spot. So hopefully it works better. The speeds are faster. We'll see. Because we were both getting kind of frustrated with it to the point where I was about to go internet shopping. Because in a small town, it was the best of the worst, to so to speak. It was the same as the expensive one in function, just $40 cheaper. But now we have more options. And if this still acts up, I'm willing to pay a little bit more for function. It was 60 yesterday, 38 today. Boo. Yeah, it was like 80 yesterday. And it's supposed to be like 60 today. So don't get me wrong. It's still warmer than y'all Cincinnati-ish area. But okay, go Mr. Squid. He's in the room. He's over by his desk. Someone threw a computer. Nobody threw a computer, but there was a bunch of like moving the I'm assuming moving the modem around to try to find a sweet spot. Hey Christine, how are you this morning? Good morning, Karen's books. The good Karen. How are you today? All right, getting back now that we have our 10 minutes of obligatory, talking. In connection with the film's public release, Miss Lively and the rest of the cast actively promoted the film in accordance with the marketing plan for the film. Attached here too is Exhibit C. Wayfarer had embraced on information and belief, that phrase again, had formally approved of this marketing plan. And this is another we had talked about last time, the when I'm more worried about your sentence structure and your grammar, I stop paying attention to the content of your, I still got it. I still know how to distract Squid. Honestly, it's not really that hard. I'm not technically diagnosed with ADHD, but I might as well be. When you mess up the grammar, had formally approved of this marketing plan. That comma is pointless. Like, God, good morning. Tired of people abusing my name. There's a good one out there every now and then. It's more like, well, Karen, that's not just you. I mean, that's just not just your name. Like Negative Nancy, like all Nancy's got, have for years their name's been tarnished. But the marketing plan and related talking points expressly required Miss Lively, as well as other cast and crew engaged in promotional activities, to, quote, focus on more her character's strength and resilience, as opposed to describing the film as a story about DV. And to avoid talking about this film that makes it feel sad or heavy. It's a story of hope. It's both. It's both. Shush. As detailed above, Lively and fellow cast members promoted the film in accordance with the talking points and marketing plan during appearances on red carpets, interviews, press junkets, fan events, and pop-up experiences leading to the film's release. And just so everybody knows, I'm not a big movie person. I have not seen this movie, but my father has. So I've got it. I talked to him multiple times yesterday, and I forgot to ask him questions about the actual film itself, but I will, because I have no interest in actually watching it. Mr. Baldoni and his team, including Sarowitz, had publicly embraced the same marketing plan. In early May of 2024, Mr. Baldoni appeared at a floral-themed trailer launch event, which included him personally making flower bouquets for influencers, a photo op, and film-branded latte art. That's tacky. That is tacky. For those of you who aren't aware, Slug prank called Megan yesterday and showed it on a gaming stream that he was doing with Flux and Vice Baby, aka Connor, aka the legendary Legal Vice's son. May rest in peace, sir. And the chat was all talking about make sure you don't give Slug your phone number. Too late. So if Slug ever calls me, I'm fully expecting a prank call. The clip is up on my stuff as a short. Yes, go check out Slug's channel and look at that, Slug. Megan was like, I regret giving you my phone number. Well, Around the same time, on July 30th of 2024, the official Instagram page for the film published a post for International Friendship Day about how to plan the perfect girls' night out, and advising fans to grab your besties, get your tickets, and wear your florals. 2 days later, on August 2nd, the official TikTok page for the film posted videos of fans attending early screenings of the film in floral outfits, with one influencer stating, grab your girls, wear your florals, and go see it. See, to me, like, okay, they're trying to promote it as a story about hope, but why can't we promote it as a story about both hope but awareness? Like, if we see things in either our relationships or our friends' relationships, say something. Like, see something, say something. Like, don't. So hope, but also awareness. And I don't agree with from what the film seems to be about and the plot line and the things that have been described in the media and in this complaint. Grabbing your florals just seems tacky. Just seems really tacky to me, but that's just, and I understand her character is a florist, so there's that, but just seems very very tacky to me. I don't know. Hey, there's the other Karen. I love my Karens. Every Karen that's in here is a good one. Like, I love my Karens. I love my Tammys. I got a couple of Davids. Like, y'all are good. Like, yes, I did. How are you guys doing this morning on this early Saturday morning? And I'm kind of liking this 9 o'clock time slot. Y'all let me know what you think. This was Vice's time slot. 9 o'clock Eastern time was Vice's slot. But it's like after some people, before others. It's like, it's the perfect, like, I get up, the little gets fed, changed, played with, like, I get some stuff done around the house, and then so I'm accomplished already for the day. And even when I had a bad night's sleep, it's still late enough where I'm awake. So, like, I don't know how Shizzy and Mo and people, I say people like them, but the early streamers, the like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 6:30 a.m. No, not a morning person. As late as August 11th, 2024, Mr. Heath was defending Sony's marketing plan as brilliant and fantastic. In an email to Sony on that date, Heath requested to call to take some learnings from the online commentary about the film's marketing. Yet, to be clear, we are not saying it's been inappropriately marketed in any way. In fact, you all have been brilliant. Thank you. And extremely honored to be partners with you. It's been fantastic. The proof is in the pudding. He concluded by congratulating Sony on a huge success. Here's the thing. When you're a small company and you're being distributed by Sony, my view is there's just some things that you don't, there's just some fights you don't pick. Just remember 9 a.m. your time is 7 a.m. my time. Yeah, well, Oh, well, that's, the only thing I do at 4 a.m. is pay my bills and do laundry. Morning, King Bob. How are you doing today? You forced me to get up early. I know it's a Saturday. I didn't force you to do anything. You're here. Everybody is here on their own volition, and I appreciate them. But it does sound like we're not saying that, like we're not saying it's been inappropriately marketed in any way. That sounds like he has something to say. He's just not, like there is a problem here. Like he's saying, we're not saying, when it's like, it's one of those things of, I don't mean to offend you. Generally, you're going to say something that the other person might not like. That's when you're like, we're not saying it's been marketed inappropriate, but, Yeah, I know. Oh no, that's already this week. That's already next weekend. Ugh. next weekend I'm getting a haircut, so like this might actually be not in a ponytail or a messy bun. Emphasis on the messy every time you see me. In advance of the release of the film, nearly all cast members chose to appear in public separately from Mr. Baldoni, given his on-set behavior. Baldoni became concerned that the public would discover that something is much bigger under the surface on information and belief, alluding to the complaints lodged by Lively and others. Hung Hero, thank you for this $2 super chat. More Baldoni, no Hathcock. Yeah, and there's been not a lot of in that other case, not a lot of like worthwhile updates. Basically not anything worth your entertainment. When something does happen, I will let you know, but up until Wednesday was the last time I checked, there was not really any updates that were worthwhile. More people leaving, lawyers, requesting pro hoc vice motions, just a lot of things that aren't worth reading on stream. But I will, usually Saturday mornings are when I do a weekend update where I give you updates on all those cases that like aren't worth their own streams. However, this is more important to get through because the faster we get through what I believe is the flowery version of what happened and the embellished version of what happened, and the emotional version of what happened, the more we can get to what I believe actually happened. That is Laura Owen. No, that is the NCAA NIL lawsuit where Jaden Rashada, a former quarterback for Arizona State, he transferred to Georgia, and now he is somewhere. He hit the transfer portal yet again. He is suing not the University of Florida. He is suing the head football coach at Florida, Billy Napier. He is suing a NIL collective and the owner of the NIL collective, which is Hugh, the guy with the last name. And then he is also suing a former staffer that was involved in NIL. He is not suing directly the University of Florida, but he might as well be. There's been nothing really of note. And they haven't published the hearing minutes, so I can't really, there's no transcripts or anything, so I can't give you any updates on that. Yeah, I research a lot of cases. It becomes hard to keep up sometimes. Hi, baby girl. Oh, hugs. You want to come up here? Or are you going to go? Oh, okay. She's playing in the sunshine. Hi. You want to come up here? Okay, there we go. Whoop.
Hi, you can No, what's it doing?
You heard it here first, folks.
Yes.
At that point, Mr. Baldoni pivoted away from the film's marketing plan to explain his absence from the rest of the cast. He shifted his focus away from the message of female triumph. There, baby. There you go. Wow. Fashion, you're always mentioning food. I haven't eaten yet this morning, which is probably a good thing because my fat butt needs to do some fasting. He shifted his focus away from the message of female triumph. Oy. The word choices in here just scream like feminist simp to me. To instead capitalize on female trauma, or awareness, not female trauma, awareness of a difficult situation, like a DV relationship. I don't know. After the film's premiere, Baldoni changed his Instagram profile, canceled lighthearted social media posts, and instructed his team to look for survivor reactions and support. all in an effort to quickly shift his own public narrative to focus solely on survivors and DV organizations. Like, that's a bad thing. Like, focus on survivors and domestic organizations. I mean, to me, that sounds like which part did I say? Because I say a lot of shit. And then I have a lot of opinions. Like, I have no problem with female triumph, but it's like the classical, like, I don't want special rights. I just want equal rights. Like, if women want to be Navy SEALs, great. However, don't lower the standards, the physical and the standards that need to be accomplished in order for a woman to say that a woman is a SEAL. Oh, about fasting. Yeah, I before like November, I had 30 pounds to lose, and then in January, I all of a sudden had 40 pounds to lose. So yeah, Christmas was not a. I did not. But I don't see an issue. Okay, I don't think it was shifting his own public narrative, but focusing on. But I'm failing to understand how focusing on survivors and DV organizations is a negative thing. Like, I just don't. Because life is not all rainbows and sunshine. Like, Miss Abel cautioned Baldoni that this shift might be too drastic too soon. Still, Baldoni insisted on a TikTok strategy that his promotional activities for the film should seek to amplify what he described as survivor content. From Justin to Jennifer, hey, just landed. What is the TikTok strategy? I'd like you guys to start posting me only talking about DV and clips of why this movie is so important. Morning AT2, exactly, don't change the standards. Yeah, it's like you can do anything you want to do, but like at a certain point, there is a physical standard that needs to be met. Like, for example, firefighters. There are women firefighters. However, they have to meet the same standards as everybody else. The standards aren't lowered for them, I believe, in most places anyway. There's a couple places where I could be wrong, not to overgeneralize, but like I have a friend who went back to her home state and after college and became a paramedic. It's like for her hometown firefighting department, so she met the standards just fine, and it was difficult, but she did it. And it's like, I don't understand having all of it the same to meet a certain job. Like, I know I'm never going to be a Navy SEAL because that shit sucks. That shit's painful. And I don't like suffering on purpose. Like, suffering on purpose is not a fun time. Oh, my godfather was a fire chief in Philly. He had 3 women under his command. And I'm sure they met the same standards as everybody else. Like, it wasn't you're female, so you get lower standards. It's like, yeah. Only for certain things where the biology is obviously different. That is the only thing. But, I digress. The team followed Mr. Baldoni's instructions. For her part, Miss Abel advised Mr. Baldoni on August 8th of 2024 that creating content about DV would be acceptable following his initial marketing push. It doesn't feel performative now that you've done major substantial press on the topic. On August 11th of 24, Miss Abel cynically advised Mr. Baldoni that exploiting content relating to survivors of DV could help advance his public image. In her words, she advised Baldoni that pushing out survivor content first thing tomorrow would be helpful for the news cycle. And I'm skipping over these because they're quoting the text, so I don't feel the need to reread the text. By repositioning Baldoni's marketing of the film on information and belief, Baldoni helped create the false impression that he had chosen not to appear alongside other cast members. Baldoni directed his team to share on his public Instagram feed the private messages he had received from survivors sharing their stories of DV with him. Mr. Baldoni's team talked him out of these ideas, writing that they do not recommend using private DMs as content. And also, if you have permission from those people to share it, then there's nothing wrong with it. But if you don't have permission to share DMs, then don't do it. Ugh. Every year at PT qualifications, my only goal was to beat the lieutenant commander in command of the base. That's always a good goal. Well, Mr. Baldoni went so far as proposing to share videos of a woman's birth moment, but his team talked him out of it. That's unless you have proof, this is just hearsay to me, and like it doesn't matter. You were a CB. You didn't believe in working hard. Oh boy. Warning that it might be perceived as weird and too intimate. Yeah, that would be weird, but that's hearsay. Still, Baldoni's team was more than willing to deploy survivor stories, reactions, and images to protect Mr. Baldoni's image. Yeah, I got problems with that, but Baldoni and his team formulated a retaliatory plan. By the time the defendants launched their campaign to bury Miss Lively, Wayfarer knew the details of Miss Lively and others' concerns, the complaints raised regarding Mr. Baldoni's and Mr. Heath's behavior, and Miss Lively's contractual rider in the January 4th, 2024 meeting to discuss their behavior. In addition, Wayfarer's press team knew about the claims by Miss Lively and others, as well as the protection rider, as Wayfarer sent the materials to them in November of 2023 and even referred to Miss Lively's complaints internally. On the January 13th, 2024, just 9 days after the January 4th meeting in which Miss Lively detailed each of her concerns, see, right here, I added the word her because each of concerns, like, proofread your crap. Proofread your crap. Like, it's not hard. When you're forcing someone to read a 141-page document, the judge is not going to be happy with stupid little mistakes like that. Like, you are forcing him to read 141 pages of possible bullshit. Don't make him get concerned over your grammar. It's just like flashback to high school. Miss Abel reacted to an E-News story depicting a kiss. E-News is still a thing? Oh, you're recording your feet. Wow. Can I see that?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hey, Allie. Popping in to say hi and leave a like. Can't stay today. And it's Saturday, so it's a different. Yeah, camera up in her hoo-ha while giving birth might be a tad intrusive. Yeah, and I'm so glad that none of that was recorded. No. Like, no. Like, I don't see the, my ex was on the first carrier with women returning from the first deployment. 9 women were pregnant. You know how many people, got sent back, that would leave? There would be at least a couple on every cot that left that were pregnant. And this was 2006. So not much has changed. All right. Is E-News really still a thing? Like, Miss Abel reacted to an E-News story depicting a kiss on the set of the film, stating it's so cringy. When her colleague responded that Blake was probably grossed out too, Abel responded, yeah, and filed a cease and desist. On information and belief, Miss Abel was referencing Miss Lively's complaints regarding Baldoni. As early as May of 2024, Baldoni told his team that they needed a plan to get ahead of the claims against him in the event they were to go public. Specifically, Baldoni wrote, quote, just want you guys to have a plan. Plans make me feel more at ease. On May 17th, 24, Baldoni texted his publicist, Jennifer Abel, that Miss Lively's husband had blocked him on social media, stating, "We should have a plan for it if she does the same when the movie comes out." Footnote 26. It is worth noting that his plan was not conceived of to respond to any particular allegation. It was entirely about managing the public perception Mr. Baldoni feared might follow the theoretical possibility that Miss Lively might decide to unfollow his social media accounts. And I'm sorry, like, if you are blocked on social media, like, suck it up and get over it. Not everybody's going to get along. Like, if someone blocks you on social media, like, suck it the hell up. Take your 30 seconds to be angry, mad, whatever, and then leave it alone. Because at the end of the day, it's social media. Not a whole lot of people give a shit. Far from taking a moment to listen to the women in his life, they keep bringing that up. Baldoni apparently thought he should be ready to use his louder voice in the event that his co-star did nothing other than unfollow his social media accounts. Oy. In June of 24, a month after Baldoni's first promotional event for the film, Lively and others in the cast filled their first publicity obligation for the film without Mr. Baldoni. They did not publicly discuss the misconduct that had occurred on set, nor did they ever suggest to Wayfarer or Mr. Baldoni that they intended to discuss their concerns publicly. Yet, June 20th of 24, Miss Abel texted Heath, her concerned, "We can't have fans starting to guess why JB is left out of this stuff." Footnote 26. In fact, both Miss Lively and her husband had unfollowed Mr. Baldoni's social media accounts 10 months prior. No one gives a crap. Like, why does anybody care? Like, 80 men deploy on a sub, 40 couples reserve. Just can't. Oh my goodness. International Space Station Forrestal. AKA the Love Boat. Fornicatista. Yo, these names. Someone asks, you can't tell. Y'all kill me. Likewise, Mr. Baldoni strategized with his publicist, Miss Abel, about various ways in which they might cover up or explain his on-set misconduct. On June 24th, 24, for example, Mr. Baldoni proposed an offensive move showing his neurodivergence and some of the attributes that come with it. Oh, neurodivergence is another thing that makes me like, just say you have ADHD. just say you have ADHD. Neurospicy, as they call it. To explain that anything that had been accused of was social awkwardness and impulsive speech. Footnote 27. All right, this one is different. Hey guys, one thing I wanted to do is the Dr. Amen show. Matt, I know you have your feelings about it, but his practice saved my friend Miranda's life a few months ago. With everything going on, I want to have an offensive move showing my neurodivergence and some of the attributes that come with it so that I can start talking about it. Most anything that I have been accused of is social awkwardness and impulsive speech. And I think me sitting down with him and just looking at my brain and talking about some of these things will be helpful for me. I mean, it's not, you know. Hey, Peachy, good morning. Well, the same day, Ms. Abel reviewed again the agreed-upon list of protections that form the basis of the contractual rider. On July 24th, Ms. Abel emailed Mr. Heath and others requesting the legal letter that was sent to Ms. Lively and her team, stating, per our conversation, we will go through point by point and draft context surrounding each situation. We can then flag what we are missing, and that would be helpful to arm us in the case we need to refute any of the claims. On July 26th, Mr. Baldoni sent Miss Abel a Variety article about Francis Ford Coppola's inappropriate behavior on set during the production of his movie Megalopolis. including alleged kissing of cast and crew described by many unnamed sources. In conveying the article, Mr. Baldoni stated, "This is the shit that I'm sure they want to do. Unnamed sources, etc." Footnote 28. And then the footnote, consistent with his plan, Mr. Baldoni has recently been making the press rounds discussing his ADHD. See, when you say neurodivergent, just say ADHD. Neurodivergent just sounds so politically correct. See, Kimberly Speakman, Justin Baldoni revealed he was diagnosed with ADHD at 40 after struggling through school. I felt broken. People, December 5th, 2024. There was so much pain. The Hollywood Reporter, December 4th, 24. Justin Baldoni reveals new clinical diagnosis. I haven't spoken about this publicly. On July 29th, 24, Mr. Baldoni and Ms. Abel discussed a proposal to get ahead of any potential publicity regarding Ms. Lively's HR complaints against him with social and digital combat plan. Wayfair engages Melissa Nathan, TAG, Mr. Wallace, and Street Relations on behalf of Mr. Baldoni to launch a retaliation campaign. English. You'd think I read every day that I would be good at it by now. Dark humor Saturday. Our minds are not in the sewer. We have yet to achieve those lofty goals. When you dress men in underage, jugger boots and scarves, the bad things are bound to happen. I'm just not gonna open my mouth and respond to that because I got opinions. But I will have to have you guys on a panel to discuss those opinions because they say don't ask, don't tell. But you didn't have to tell. There was a lot of people knew, but it was fine. Like, no one cared. That's the thing. Everybody knew, no one cared. Like, everybody knew, no one cared. I need to put that on a sign. As the film's release date of August 9th, 2024 drew closer, Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, Wayfair, and Miss Abel, thank you. Oh, you locked it. There you go. It's unlocked now. Just don't call Grandpa. If you get random text messages from me in the next 40 minutes, I apologize because, Okay. On that note, I'm sorry, I breathed too loud. Oh, because I had that person comment that my breathing was a problem to them. Should I take that as a threat? Because I breathed more than I talked. Big shocker. Miss Abel and others continued to pursue a strategy on behalf of Mr. Baldoni and Wayfair to arm themselves against the possibility that Miss Lively or others might go public with the claims against Mr. Baldoni or Wayfair. This plan took shape with Wayfair's retention on behalf of Wayfair and Mr. Baldoni of Miss Nathan, which occurred on or around July 31st. Miss Nathan is a crisis manager. On or about June 20th, Miss Nathan launched TAG. TAG marks itself as a team crisis specialist and communications experts that redefines the rules of reputation management. Footnote 29. TAG's website states at TAG, it is more than just creating a powerful narrative. It is knowing how to navigate that narrative towards continued success and lasting legacy. Footnote 30. There's a lot of yeah. Marissa, the thing about it is I'm commentating on, if you want to go watch a trial without commentary and at normal speed, go to Law and Crime because they do that. I laugh at shit. I make fun of people. I make fun of myself. I talk. It's just what I do. On a commentary channel of all things. TAG's website states that it offers comprehensive communication services for individuals, businesses, and corporations looking to invest in reputation management and the growth of their unique public profiles. TAG specializes in crisis communications, having managed some of the biggest public-facing crises to date, and utilizes that fast-paced reputation-first mindset with all of its day-to-day clients, which span a variety of industries, including entertainment, media, business, and sports, footnote 31. Well, here's my whole thing of not about this, but about like hater comments. I don't get many of them because I think people have learned that if you don't like my content, move on. Either unsubscribe, move on, scroll past it. Because if you leave me a trolling comment that is meant to incite anger in me, I just laugh and I put your ass on my next live stream. You become the first 5 minutes to 10 minutes of like, intro time. What do they call it? Like housekeeping. You become the center of attention. So I don't get many hater comments because I will put your ass on full display and I don't block your name. I will show your damn screen name. So when people see you, I don't, but it's only the haters comments. Like, talking on a commentary channel, you can't have that. Next thing you know, people will want to travel on traveling channels. I know, right? Yeah. This is a lot of fluff that honestly, we're on page 65. Honestly, I believe this could have been done in like half the amount of pages. Yeah. Honey Badger, don't give a damn. Don't give an F. I don't get why they hate you if they want to stay and watch. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, that's the other thing. Like, it's not an airport. People don't need to announce their departure. When people announce their departure, I think it's hilarious. Because it's like, I worked in an airport. My office is not an airport. Yeah, that's the thing. I learned from Megan to monetize your haters. The more they watch, the more view hours I get, and the more ad revenue I get. So you can hate me all you want. I don't give a shit. Yeah, some people are just happy being miserable. But I don't get many hater comments because they become the subject of the next stream. They first 5 to 10 minutes get filled up with putting their name or their screen name, their YouTube handle on display and what they said. So next time anybody sees them, they know how shitty of a person they are. There's no such thing as bad publicity. Yeah, I think there is, but this is just not the case of it. Yeah. All right. Tag services include messaging and narrative development, media relations, crisis communications and management, and digital and social strategies, among others. There's a lot of footnotes. And it's just the links. Footnote 28, see Brent Lang and Tatiana Siegel, video of Francis Ford Coppola's kissing Megalopolis extras surfaces as crew members detail unprofessional behavior on set. Variety, July 26, 2024. That's a good day. The agency group, PR tag, last visited December 19th. Oy, oy, oy. All right. By July 31st, Wayfarer had started to put together a timeline of events to be shared with Miss Nathan and Tag. According to Tag's own planning document, the purpose of Miss Nathan's engagement was to help Mr. Baldoni get ahead of the narrative and mitigate bad press that might arise from Miss Lively's and others' HR complaints becoming public. By engaging in techniques such as rapid response communication system and cataloging third-party advocates willing to provide a potential quote or engage with reporters on Mr. Baldoni's and Mr. Heath's behalf to mitigate the negative narratives from a source outside of Wayfarer. See Exhibit D at 1-2. On August 1st, 24, before any of the cast sat down for interviews at the film's press junkets, Miss Abel stated to Mr. Heath and Wayfarer personnel that she held an in-person meeting with a contributor to People, Fox News, In Touch, and Us Weekly. Miss Abel explained, that shows you how much I don't read tabloids. Miss Abel explained that during the meeting, she had fully briefed the contributor of the situation with Miss Lively. Miss Abel stated that the contributor was, quote, armed and ready to take the story of Blake weaponizing feminism. I truly think that a lot of her complaints are the fact that she was 4 months postpartum and a breastfeeding mom with hormones off the charts. We repeat the fact that I've cried over spilt milk and I cried at a Doritos commercial. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Squid looked at me and goes, what the hell is wrong with you? Because because I cried at a Doritos commercial. Why? I have no idea to this day. Looking back, all I can do is laugh. But when they say don't cry over spilt milk, I literally have. I thought it was the end of the world. But I believe that not only is she weaponizing feminism, she was also hormonal at the time. Hormonal. Hey, Kat and Kern. Good morning. I cry when I dropped my pizza on the floor. Steven, chest feeding person, please get on board. No. No. I still say it's because you realized you wanted Doritos and didn't have any. I cried at a lot of stupid crap when I was breastfeeding. Hormones are a thing. Like, you can't blame everything that's going on health-wise or emotionally in a woman on hormones, but some, as being 4 months postpartum, filming a movie about domestic violence and breastfeeding while you're filming a movie about DV is a recipe for an emotional outburst. Like, it's just like, it's that's just a recipe for emotion, like emotion gone wrong. Bet she wouldn't have filed this lawsuit if Baldoni had let her steal all the movie credits like she tried to. That's an interesting, like this lawsuit, we're literally just going through to see what she said. But she planned the whole thing thinking she'd get away with it. Yeah, this is why we're just going through this one and we're just making fun of it. And we need to see what the other side says before we believe the BS. We need to see what the other side said. And assured Mr. Heath that the contributor will do anything for us. The irony of Mr. Baldoni accusing anyone of weaponizing feminism, let alone the woman he had edited the film for which Mr. Baldoni was poised to take credit, does not appear to have been discussed at Miss Abel's dinner with her longtime friend. I'm sorry, but this statement is funny to me. Mr. Baldoni accusing anyone of weaponizing feminism. He is a feminist simp at its finest. Like he is not the picture of masculinity, if you know what I mean. But it's just funny. Like, the irony of you saying someone's weaponizing feminism when you are a simp to the very definition. All right, thanks for the call. Confidentially, I'm out to dinner with a friend of 12 plus years who writes for People Magazine, Fox News, In Touch, and Us Weekly, and she is fully briefed on the situation and is ready to take the story of Blake weaponizing feminism to any of her outlets the minute we give her the green light. She hates Blake. She has heard this story before and will do anything for us, just FYI. Footnote 31, identification services, last visit December 19th. On or around August 2nd of 2024, Miss Abel connected the contributor with Miss Nathan. Subsequently, Miss Nathan engaged directly with media sources on behalf of Mr. Baldoni and Wayfarer regarding Mr. Baldoni, Miss Lively, and the film. On August 2nd of 2024, Miss Nathan, Mr. Baldoni, Miss Abel, and others had a phone call to discuss the services that Miss Nathan and TAG would provide for Mr. Baldoni and Wayfarer. Every time I read Wayfarer, all I hear is, I got what you need. Boy. Oh. This is why women can't be president after they hit menopause. I really don't want to bomb Turkey, but I was hungry. Don't laugh at my pain, Morocco. Fire the nukes. Okay. Well, here's my thing with that. So if you look at my only issue with what you said was the fact that if you look at the average age of the presidents lately or at all, they're in their 60s and 70s, 80s. If they were women, they'd be far past menopause anyway. So, like, that's fine. There's been no president under the age of where a woman goes through menopause that I can remember in my lifetime, actually. So, he was raised in a mushy love religion. An old yeller, a very dark comedy. That's just wrong. Maybe not, but you only need to be 35. But if you think about it, technically speaking, most people in Congress or most people that become president have been in politics for a while. Most are lawyers. You don't finish law school. If everything goes as planned, you don't finish law school until at least 25. It takes you a couple of times to get elected before you do. There's 6 to 8 years. So you're not going to be under 35 no matter what. Like, Hi, beautiful. Hello. Come here. Can you come here for a second?
No.
Okay. John F. Yeah, but even, he was 43, but still not 35. Still not 35. Still not 35. I have no problem with ladies as president. If we're going to get destroyed, why not in a cat fight? I wouldn't mind a woman president if they're qualified. Because here's the thing. You think, like, Trump is cutthroat and, like, business-minded. Women are some of the most conniving, cutthroat, don't give a shit about anything, aren't here to make friends, don't want to make friends, like, yeah. So the right woman as president will be like Trump 10.0, because, yeah, and that's true too. Oh, Squid for President 28. No. I would have wiped a few countries off the map by now, but that's just me. What about moody period days? Oh, yeah. But, so you've met my ex-wife. Jesus. No boy. On August 2nd, Miss Nathan, Mr. Baldoni, Miss Abel, and others had a phone call to discuss the services that Miss Nathan and TAG would provide for Mr. Baldoni and Wayfair. Subsequently, on August 2nd, TAG circulated a document to Mr. Baldoni and others entitled Scenario Planning It Ends With Us, as described above. See, you're putting things that you already put in there. Like, you already put this in there. Why are you repeating it? Of note, the scenario planning document states there are several potential scenarios at play here, which we should be prepared for should Miss Lively and her team make her grievances public. See Exhibit D at 1. The scenario planning document provides TAG's recommendation to get ahead of this narrative. This included suggesting and misleading messaging that, 1, production members lost their jobs due to Miss Lively's takeover and insisted upon involvement. Miss Lively involved her husband to create an imbalance of power between her and Mr. Baldoni. See, Miss Lively involved her husband because wasn't there a character in Deadpool versus Wolverine or whatever that's Nice Pool that was basically Mr. Baldoni in a character in a different movie and making fun of him? So, like, sorry, Miss Lively didn't involve her husband. Ryan Reynolds is a shitbag and a half and involved himself. So, and everybody on the set of Deadpool versus whatever the hell the name of that movie is, I don't care. All the people involved in that movie are shitbags too, because they saw this happening and we're okay with it. So, yeah. So when you use your husband to go after people in a completely different movie that's going to make a hell of a lot more money than whatever It Ends With Us crap is going to, like, yeah. And Captain Kern, I hope you feel better. It's just like, if she didn't involve him, he involved himself. And if she did involve him and ask him to do that, he's a bigger simp than Justin Baldoni. My opinion. Miss Lively involved her husband to create an imbalance. Once again, this is... I know it's... But, like, even in text message, y'all, like, read your shit. Like, proofread your stuff. And I know this is just put in here what they had said, but still, going back to the person who wrote it. How is that the same thing your brother has? Mm-hmm. Nice. Mr. Squid just held up his phone and said he's ordering something from Walmart. We're getting a game. Yeah. When his I have not. I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't even know this was a movie until I heard about this lawsuit. Like, I didn't even know this movie existed. I think I do know someone that at least read part of the book. I don't know if they read the whole thing, but they mentioned that it was worse. Like, it was more descriptive than the movie. I don't know if I'm quoting, or I'm not quoting that person, but nice pool. Yeah, it was so dumb. They didn't need that scene. Yeah. And I didn't even see that movie. But nice pool was apparently Justin Baldoni, making fun of Justin Baldoni. Why does Lively remind me so much of a dependopotamus showing up at the squadron on payday? Books, who does that? I am reading a new book. It's called Let Them. Great book. But this is also if y'all haven't read this book, this is part of the reason that I don't want to give a crap about when I don't give a crap about certain things. Like, there's also a bunch of other books that I feel are The Subtle Art. I've read at least the audiobook version, so I didn't read it. I listened to it. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. That is a book. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. That is the best book to read for situations such as YouTube. I read it before I started a YouTube channel, but like, it's one of those things of like The Subtle Art of Not Giving a. It's great. It teaches you how to not actually give a damn about what other people do or say. It makes your anxiety and it makes you care a lot less. Should give that book to my dad. Isn't that a book about cyberbullying? Let Them. It's basically like, people want to talk crap. Let them. I'm only a couple pages in, so I'm not entirely sure what all is in the book because I'm only a few pages in. But yeah. A dependent spouse who wears their spouse's rank, such as the Facebook page, which is satire, but like it's about, and I don't have my phone, so I can't look it up, but it's basically like, my husband's a Master Chief, you must respect me. Like, or the people who get pulled over on base are like, do you know who my husband is? No one cares. Miss Lively has a less than favorable reputation in the industry, which is kind of true. Miss Lively had a clear, likely motive to bully her way into buying the rights for It Starts With Us. You mean the sequel to the film currently owned by Wayfair? The scenario planning document states that TAG could also explore planting stories about the weaponization of feminism and how people in Blake Lively's circle, like Taylor Swift, have been accused of utilizing these tactics to bully into getting what they want. Yeah, Taylor Swift is another one of those, like, uber feminists. Like, I used to like Taylor Swift, but like, yeah. Rogue Mama, for my birthday last year, sent me a candle. In addition to a couple other things, she's so sweet. Sent me a candle that says, "Oh, it's my last. My last fuck. It's on. Look, it's on fire." I'm like, that's yeah, that's me. Upon the review of the scenario planning document, Mr. Baldoni informed Mr. Heath that he was not in love with the document they sent. Not sure I'm feeling the protection I felt on the call. Mr. Heath responded, that's the most important part of this is how quickly they can shut things down and place stories in your favor. Angel, what you doing over there? Later that same day, Miss Abel conveyed to Miss Nathan that Mr. Baldoni was questioning whether the plan was aggressive enough, texting that Mr. Baldoni wanted to feel like Miss Lively could be buried. Miss Nathan responds, "Of course, but you know, when we send over documents, we can't send over the work we will or could do because that could get us in a lot of trouble. We can't write it down to him. We can't write it down. We will destroy her. Imagine if a document saying all those things that he wants ends up in the wrong hands." Like, how to make a Swifty's head explode with one statement. I hate Taylor Swift. Like, her music's not bad, but like, it's one of those things of like, when people make content over just putting other people down, it kind of reminds me of that. She only makes content because she has a bad track record with men. Like 90% of her songs are about her exes. Like, it's just like, yeah, how to tell you're bad with men without saying. And you know, I was thinking about the whole like weaponization of feminism. Like maybe that is why certain people are bad with men and bad in relationships, is because they are uber feminists. And no, I'm all for women empowerment. However, there's a limit, and you can't expect someone to be your simp. Like, that's just not reality. On YouTube it is, but you know, like, she has my phone and she's listening to YouTube shorts. I don't know. Like, I keep having a music book for her, music recommended. I don't listen to her. I'm certainly not going to try and play it. Yeah. And it's one of those things of like, I can't listen to it due to being auto-tuned. Auto-tune triggers my tinnitus bad. And that right there is the best anti certain people marketing that I've ever heard in my life. It acts up my tinnitus. She doesn't seem like something you'd like. Yeah, and some of her earlier songs, like, yeah, they were okay, but like her personality is something that like I just can't like I can't make myself like her music because of her personality gets in the way. So yeah, auto-tune destroys modern music. It's awful. Yeah. Give me like anything in the past. Yeah, I just can't. Oh. All right. There's the copy of the text messages that we just read. On August 4th, Miss Abel texted Miss Nathan stating, "I'm having reckless thoughts of wanting to plant pieces this week of how horrible Blake is to work with." And for some reason, I think she really is horrible to work with, because I remember seeing a story about promoting this movie, and someone asked her, like, as a survivor, what should I do if I need something? Like, and instead of being armed with, and this is partly the studio's fault, but a lot of her fault too. The response was something like, "What do you want me to do? Give you my personal phone number?" It's like, no, you have, bring up like the studio should have been prepared. Sony distributing this film should have been prepared for questions like that, such as, "I'm a survivor. What happens if I need help?" You should have been armed with a list of resources to give people, or a website where people could go to see the resources that are available nationwide or in every state. I am not a marketing major. I did not go to college for marketing. I didn't graduate from college in marketing, but like, you should have been prepared for not all flowers and sunshine. You should have been prepared for some hard questions from not reporters, but fans. Just my personal opinion. Hey, Milo to the rescue. How are you? It's just, I listened to Delta Blues, Robert Johnson, Blind Willie, Duke Ellington, Miles Davis, Louis Armstrong. Everybody mentioned is better than Freddie Mercury. Yeah, I love me some Queen. These are all just the text message. She's ready when we are, blah, blah, blah. As set forth above, on August 5th of 24, Mr. Baldoni sent Miss Abel a screenshot of a thread on X regarding another female public figure's alleged history of bullying many women. Mr. Baldoni stated this is what we would need. Miss Abel responded, yes, I literally just spoke to Melissa about this on the break, about what we discussed last night for social and digital. She continued, focus on Reddit, TikTok, Instagram. Oh, the cesspool that is Reddit. I will look for it. Let me. Angel, what did you do with my notebook? What did we do with that? Did I put it away so that you couldn't? She's been taking my notebook and moving it around. So I try to hide it from her. And in turn, there's most of the time I end up hiding it from myself. Yep, I don't know where my notebook is right now. The one I always keep on my, it's right here. I was hiding it from her and I ended up hiding it from myself. So I have to find the page that I'm currently making my list of stuff about this case. Clip of Blake Lively. I will look for it later today. Yeah. Squid needs air tags to track down her notebook. Got it. Oh, and I do appreciate everybody. Oh, morning, Dad. Hey, baby girl, Grandpa's in the chat. She's too busy. Yeah, Green Day is all right. I'm more of a Blink 182 kind of person myself, but but I listen to a little bit of everything. I will see if I can find it later today. I have a lot of stuff to do today, and I actually got most of my home gym set up this weekend, or yesterday. So I'm going to try to work out today, right after this. That's why we are in workout attire. We're going to try to work out. Hey, Flashman King Bob, JKD Buck. All right. The next day, even though Miss Nathan and Tag had already begun performing work on behalf of Wayfarer and Mr. Baldoni, Miss Nathan texted a text chain with Miss Abel and Mr. Heath, providing pricing quotes ranging from $75,000 to $175,000 for Tag's crisis mitigation services. Okay, of all things to mention, why is this this is just one of those details that's not important. And when people start mentioning things that aren't important to the topic, what does the cost of the mitigation services have to do with what happened? Someone could cause, oh yes. You give me 90s hip hop, I'm good. You give me today's crap, no. Woman with a list is a dangerous creature. I have to write things down because if I don't write things down, people, I forget. And Brian, how are you? Thank you for the gift off the Amazon list, and also thank you for your message. That is awesome. Brian got the fire extinguishers, and I also have 2 of those fire blankets, those Prepared Hero fire blankets, but I have one in the kitchen and one in the laundry room, but I want something in the garage and on the back porch, where the grill is. So I appreciate. Yeah, and I get a lot of my my music influence from my dad. So Styx and Meatloaf and that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to do a treadmill stream today because I haven't ran in a while. I'm not going to record that. Got to run, neighbor to town. I'll see you guys and gals later. See you, Timothy. I have to get her. Daddy got her. But no treadmill stream. Listen, I have no idea what K-pop is. I mean, I know what it is, but I have no idea what it sounds like. I've never listened to it. So, but this is another thing, and I learned this from watching the behavioral panel. When you give details that aren't important to the topic, it makes me think about it makes me look at things and go, well, if you're or what are you trying to distract me from? It's like when someone's telling you a story and it's like they give you details that aren't important. They're trying to distract you. And it would make me, it's not that someone is lying, but it makes me be like, what are you trying to distract me from? It's like when you hear, misdirection, smoke and mirrors. It's like, what are you, when you're writing 100 and with exhibits, this is 163 pages. So putting how much those services cost, not important. Does not matter. Does not matter. If you were putting, so here's my view on this from not a lawyer. If you were putting this as what she paid to mitigate all the problems that this anti-Blake Lively campaign ecosystem, shall you say, to steal another person's hate word. So this anti-Blake Lively ecosystem, if that's what she spent to mitigate it, I could see putting that in there because that's damages. That's damages that she had to spend out of her pocket to pay to fix her reputation. But what he paid for crisis mitigation has nothing to do with your case. Miss Nathan explained the quotes as follows. It doesn't make any sense to me. Girl story, beginning, no real point, not sure when it ends, just nod and agree. Hey, proofread. Nod and agree. Not and agree. You want to make fun of me, I'll make fun of you back. Oh boy. Quote 1, 175K. This will be for a 3 to 4 month period and includes websites to discuss a full Reddit, full social circles, full socials crisis team on hand for anything. Engage with audience is the right way. Starts thread of theories to discuss. This is the way to be fully 100% protected. Still, one of those things of not important. They could have put these details in without the money. Ugh. I'm sure he doesn't even know who that is. And I think the only reason I know who that is a certain court case. But that's it. Quote 2, 25K per month, minimum 3 months, as it needs to see, same as above. This will be for creation of a social fan engagement to go back and forth with any negative accounts, helping to change the narrative and stay on track. Ms. Nathan stated all of this will be most importantly untraceable. There are a lot more to both of these quotes, but easier to discuss via phone in terms of capabilities and what I have personally experienced in and out of crisis scenarios. There's all of that. Let me know when you'd like to discuss more. So, either way, I do feel it's better to be safe, but I do realize costs are something that I'm unsure you did not count on when you took this project nor this situation. Let me know when you'd like to discuss more around PT tomorrow. So it's, On August 7th, Ms. Abel and Ms. Nathan viewed and referred to their shared work on behalf of Mr. Baldoni and Wayfarer as a social combat plan. Yeah, and people do that all the time. Yeah, those fire those fire blankets are amazing. The fire extinguishers that are getting sent are back, so they are perfect for kitchens. Yeah, I figured I'd better. It's the difference, and it's the difference between owning and renting. There are things that renting a house, I didn't think of because at the end of the day, oh, it's not my house. I have renter's insurance. But now that it's my house, it's fire blankets, fire extinguisher. And we did have a fire extinguisher in our last house. Our landlord had it in the house for us. We did not have to provide it. She did. But it's the under sink. Marcus King sent me the bamboo cutting boards and the under the sink, the under the sink silicone mat. That protecting the counter or the under sink if something leaks, because God forbid something leak, it's just one of those situations of like, if it leaks and it's somebody else's house, they have to worry about it. I'm just renting. If it leaks and it's my problem now, and now we have to pay for fixing it, and or it affects the resale value of our house. I'm not about I'm not about that life. I'm not about that life. Like, oh boy. I got fire blankets for my girls and their husbands as a part of their Christmas gift. One has an electric car, so I wanted them to have. That's a really good idea. I never even thought of the electric car. Yeah. How do you categorize the? So this. So last night, so I use my air fryer like every day. So last night, Mr. Squid made him and the little one something to eat for dinner. I was not hungry. With dinner, we're kind of like, sometimes we make a dinner and sometimes it's like just like we have leftovers or there's something quick because he's hungry at random times. The only person who really we pay attention to when they eat is the little, for obvious reasons. She can't make herself food. However, when he was in the shower last night, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna throw some like of those fried pickles in the air fryer because I'm hungry. Like it'll take 10 minutes tops. It's just something to, I like fried pickles. No, I'm a fried pickle person. I had used the air fryer 3 days ago. No issue. Cooked chicken in the air fryer. Worked fine. Not a problem. Everything was good. I used it last night. Fried pickles. And all of a sudden, the smoke detectors start going off. I have a Shark air purifier that we got like 4 years ago. Oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. But I can't light candles because it will pick up on the smoke from candles and go off and like lower the air or, kick up the air purifier. And it was like, I'm like, what is happening here? Mr. Squid is in the shower while this is happening. Comes out in a towel, soaking wet. And is like, what? I'm like, I was making fried pickles. They're not even done yet. There's no smoke. There's no nothing. So it's like trying to get used to a air fryer chicken 1110 Black Man approved. Oh, I also like making salmon in the air fryer. It's not the best. Like it's not like if you were to grill it or to like smoke it, but salmon from frozen in the air fryer takes 8 minutes, and you get very flaky, very flavorful lemon butter salmon in 8 minutes. And it is from frozen, which is the best part because I don't have to worry about thawing, because you always want fish. And then by the time the fish thaws, you don't want fish anymore. So then it ends up going bad. But yeah, we have Brian, I will send you I'll send you a picture of our spice cabinet. It's big. It takes up an entire cabinet between all the stuff for smoking meats. Yeah. Like, fish comes from water and meat don't mix. 0 out of 10. Black people cannot swim. I know Black people in the Navy, and they had to pass a swim test. So they I don't know, when I was in the restroom, it was an awkward experience. I bet. So our smoke detectors actually work. They're just a little too fancy. All right. Social combat plan. On information and belief, TAG engaged Mr. Jed Wallace around the same time in early August of 2024 to design and implement their social combat plan. Mr. Wallace identifies as a self-employed public relations consultant and, on information and belief, has described himself as a hired gun, with a proprietary formula for defining artists and trends. On information and belief, Mr. Wallace specializes in executing confidential and untraceable campaigns across various social media platforms, including TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, and X, to shape public perception of his clients and their adversaries, and to perpetuate those perceptions. Oh, untraceable. What's his name? Boozy. Like Christopher Boozy. You might want to take note of what this guy does because you don't do it very well. A la Amber Heard and Meghan Markle. Mr. Wallace himself has no online presence. He does not appear to have any public profiles on Facebook, Instagram, X, or LinkedIn. One Los Angeles publicist recently stated publicly, I imagine Jed has no interest in having his name out there. I imagine all his work and word of mouth, and he doesn't want to be known, because if he's the guy who makes things untraceable, that's the value. Footnote 34, Katie Warren and Jack Newsham meet Jed Wallace, the mysterious crisis guru suing Blake Lively, Business Insider, February 6th of 2025. And the link, this link might actually work. So here's the thing. So I imagine Jed has no interest in having his name out there. So guess what? I'm going to put it in a lawsuit. Now his name is forced to be out there. This is just, yes, we do. We do. We don't have a basement. We don't have basements here. But we have a carbon monoxide detector, not the one that goes on the ceiling that's already installed in the thing. We have one that plugs into an outlet. So, and has battery backup. It will not work without a battery backup. You plug it in with no batteries in it, and it will beep at you until you put batteries in it. So, yeah, I was talking about those a few days ago. Yeah. Hey, poor Marine. How are you this morning? I can hear everybody in the bar getting tipsy. She's got a Shabuzi problem. She has a Shabuzi addiction. Why do I think that message and the impact of this movie got lost in the drama? Yeah, I haven't seen this movie. My dad has. Papa Squid has seen this movie. So any questions about this movie, I'm going to refer to him, because I really don't want to take the time to watch it. Because, yeah. Mr. Wallace owns and serves the director, president, and secretary of Street Relations. Street Relations, self-described as a crisis mitigation firm engaged by clients to help navigate real-life human crisis, threats, trauma, and mental health concerns. It helps primarily with families and individuals when they find themselves unjustly attacked, extorted, doxxed, swatted, scammed, or help navigating through the most frightening situations. Street Relations' roster of clients include high-profile and high-net-worth clients for whom it performs PR services, including by contracting with other PR and brand management firms to perform discreet work that facilitates larger public relations strategies. Mr. Wallace and defendant's counsel Brian Friedman have a close relationship that predates this litigation. In an August 13th, 2024 text, Ms. Nathan inquired about whether she should create a signal thread between herself, Ms. Abel, and Mr. Wallace, in case you need Mr. Wallace to connect to you, Mr. Friedman, because they're very close. Emphasis added. Defendant Tag and Ms. Nathan also have a relationship with Mr. Wallace that preceded this litigation. As Tag confirmed in its answer to the first complaint Ms. Lively filed in this court, Ms. Nathan worked with Mr. Wallace on previous matters, and Tag retained him to work with them on behalf of defendant Wayfarer and Mr. Baldoni. On information and belief, Tag retained Mr. Wallace and his company, Street Relations, to weaponize a digital army around the country, including New York and Los Angeles, to create, seed, manipulate, and advance disparaging content that appeared to be authentic on social media platforms and internet chat forums, including the specific platforms Ms. Abel told Mr. Baldoni they would focus on: Reddit, TikTok, and Instagram. Holy crap, that entire paragraph was one sentence. One sentence. Hey, Sir Frank, how are you? King Bob, this movie is more of a DV movie more than I think anybody is willing to actually admit. It seems like it's a lot of, yeah. I'm reminded of the story I heard as a kid. Someone was burning spider webs in their basement, and they'd flash and be gone until one of them went up in the underfloor and burnt down. Woo! Oof. Oof. I think the JB version was more of a drama with some humor, but Lively changed it into a rom-com. Yeah. And the promotion of it. Blake Lively and Sony, like, she works at a flower shop, so they're making it all florals and like sunshine. I do not think this movie is florals and sunshine. I think this movie has a dark side, which is the whole point of it, in my view. But, oh no. Oh no, yeah, sleeping is always the hardest when you're not feeling well. That's when everything drains and you start coughing. The Wayfarer parties engage in social manipulation with the assistance of Mr. Wallace. On August 7th, 2024, after discussing the social combat plan with Miss Nathan, Miss Abel corresponded with other TAG personnel regarding what she referred to as social manipulation. Specifically, Miss Abel inquired about the cost of social media mitigation and proactive fan posting to counter the narrative surrounding Mr. Baldoni and whether what she had discussed with Miss Nathan earlier regarding social manipulation from the separate team based in Hawaii was included in the fee. On information and belief, the referenced team based in Hawaii worked with Mr. Wallace and or at his direction. The same day, TAG indicated their intent to leverage social to quiet kill media coverage regarding the public suspicions related to Mr. Baldoni's disconnect from the film's cast. There's the email, and there's the metadata. Source, extraction, the brute, private, yeah, that is the data. More of it. On information and belief, following that meeting, Mr. Wallace was in regular contact with most of the defendants. For example, August 9th, 24, Miss Abel, Baldoni, Heath, Nathan, and other members of the TAG team texted to discuss that the narrative was the shifting online pointing finger at Ryan being overly involved. Being, not bring. Being. Oh my goodness, another one of those. Oh, awesome. You have fun. Starbucks is always fun for a grandchild. I loved when my grandparents took me shopping. It was always fun, and I never had a budget in their mind. In response to a text from Mr. Baldoni, a TAG employee responded, "We've flagged Jed and his team as well." On August 13th, 24, The Hollywood Reporter announced the retention of Miss Nathan and TAG on August 3rd. Somebody really didn't proofread when they read this. On August 13th, The Hollywood Reporter announced the retention of Miss Nathan and TAG on August 13th, 2024. Seems a little redundant, don't you think? That report stated, in part, the news comes days after sleuths flooded TikTok with speculation about an alleged rift between Baldoni and his cast and crew, including co-star and producer Blake Lively, as well as Hoover. Chatter spiked when fans noticed Baldoni's absence from joint press events and the lack of group photos of Lively and Baldoni together at the New York premiere August 6th. Some pointed out that neither Lively or Hoover nor the rest of the cast follow Baldoni on Instagram, even though he follows them. Footnote 35, Miss Abel, Nathan, Mr. Wallace, Street Relations, and others employed or engaged by TAG perpetrated a retaliation scheme against Miss Lively in collusion with Mr. Sarowitz, Baldoni, Heath, and Wayfarer. This scheme was what TAG described as social manipulation. Plan on relying on direct and constant media engagement, the seeding of content on traditional and social media platforms, the boosting of content, sometimes the very content that TAG and its affiliates had seeded, the suppressing of negative content about Baldoni, and the amplifying of negative content about Miss Lively, including through engagement via comments on social media. It looks like Sarah Boone writing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, at least the year was consistent. Oh, yeah, that was yesterday's fun. They went back and forth between 2023 and 2024 when they were talking about the same month and the same situation. The stolen data from Abel's phone, or as Lively claimed, subpoena received about something without a court case. And I also am collecting when I see... Hello? Are you dancing? She's going. She opened the door, said hello, and bye. Yeah. Oh my God! If y'all can see her right now, she's like holding the door, like I'm here. Yes. Mwah. Yay. I love her so much. When media sources made direct inquiries regarding potential unflattering stories about Mr. Baldoni, Specifically, Miss Nathan, Miss Abel, and their teams worked to suppress those stories. On August 8th, 2024, Miss Abel stated that the situation had moved from just monitoring and scenario planning to Miss Nathan and me having an off-the-record conversation with outlets such as the Today Show. Miss Abel noted that because Miss Nathan's relationships, those outlets were being kept at bay. Footnote 35, that's a long one. Carly Thomas and Pamela McClintock. Justin Baldoni hires crisis PR veteran amid alleged it ends with us rift. The link. See also Anthony D'Alessandro. It ends with us. Justin Baldoni hires crisis PR vet Melissa Nathan as rumor mill swirls about filmmaker stars rift with Blake Lively. Deadline August 13th, 2024. See also Lauren Towsnett. What the hell is going on? Jezebel, August 14th. I don't know what to make of this. I'm sure Nathan is great at her job, but it feels wild to me to hire Depp's former crisis PR when you're maybe in some hot water over a movie where you play a domestic abuser. Emphasis in original. Kristen Burrett, Justin Baldoni made curious PR move amid his drama with Blake Lively and the It Ends With Us cast. Justin Baldoni hired Johnny Depp's PR crisis manager a week later. Oh, the whole world turned on Blake Lively. Oh, she's got a picture. 1992. That's me. Literally. Barstool Sports. Justin Baldoni hired Johnny Depp's PR crisis manager a week later. The whole world turned on Blake Lively. The next day, an employee of TAG texted a link to a salacious story about Miss Lively's family and noted the tides are swirling around Ryan now, FYI. Along these same lines, the team had previously shared an upsetting TikTok video which called for Blake to divorce Ryan, writing, "You guys will love this." Another TAG employee then described this post as very helpful. You guys will love this, basically saying that Blake needs to divorce Ryan because he's made her into a meme. He's ruining her biggest movie of the year, forcing her to ostracize Justin, rewriting the script, etc. On August 9th, 2024, the day the film premiered, Miss Abel and Miss Nathan flagged social media accounts questioning Mr. Baldoni's misconduct to Mr. Wallace, directing Mr. Wallace to take serious actions on the social side in response. That same day, Mr. Wallace reportedly told Miss Nathan that we are crushing it on Reddit. Miss Nathan relayed this statement to Miss Abel in a text message, which appears to be a reference to efforts by Mr. Wallace to seed and influence online forums on Reddit, attacking Miss Lively and defending Mr. Baldoni. Around the same time, the threads on Reddit began to appear speculating about the feud between Miss Lively and Mr. Baldoni, including in connection... Oh my goodness. I would never transfer to Swiss bank account and move it out of the country. Sort of, but no. She's not having a temper tantrum right now. She's just opening and going in and out of the room. She's not, we're not throwing a temper tantrum. Bank accidentally credits customer with 81 trillion instead of, oh, Jesus. How and what would you do? Leave it alone before they take it back. Around the same time, threads on Reddit began to appear speculating about the feud between Lively and Baldoni, including connection with allegations about competing cuts of the film. On August 9th, 2024, Miss Nathan sent Miss Abel 2 links to articles, one from The Hollywood Reporter entitled, "Did Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni have rift over It Ends With Us? Sleuthing TikTokers think so?" And one from the Daily Mail entitled, "Disturbing Truth Behind Why Blake Lively and her It Ends With Us stars are feuding with Justin Baldoni." Footnote 36. The Daily Mail article reported on allegations that Justin Baldoni was chauvinistic and borderline abusive on the set of It Ends With Us, and discussed this and other claims with respect to the film and its cast in detail. 37. Miss Abel stated to Miss Nathan, "I can tell you've done a lot of work here," and continued, "Nothing about being unsafe, fat comments sexual." She concluded, "Thank effing God." So, yeah. Carly Thomas, "Did Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have a rift over It Ends With Us?" The link, James whatever. And Lillian Gisson, disturbing truth behind why Blake Lively and her Ends With Us stars are feuding with Justin Baldoni. August 9th. On August 9th, Miss Nathan indicated to Miss Abel that she was on the phone with her sister, Sarah Nathan, a journalist at the New York Post and contributor at Page 6, and remarked that Mr. Baldoni's religion should be taken out from media coverage. She went on to state, mostly the misogynistic, she turned on the light. She figured out how to move her little couch over, and now she's going to turn on the light. Baha'i needs to be out, and mostly the misogynistic. Later that same day, Miss Nathan texted Miss Abel a link of an article on Page 6 by Sarah Nathan entitled "The Truth Behind It Ends With Us, Feud Rumors. Justin Baldoni made Blake Lively uncomfortable," sources say, stating, "I knew she would keep it uncomfortable." On August 9th, Miss Abel and Miss Nathan discussed suppressing 2 stories that report Miss Lively was uncomfortable on the set. Miss Nathan texted, "All press is so overwhelming. We've confused people. So much mixed messaging. It's actually really funny if you think about it." So there's Sarah Nathan, the footnote, Sarah Nathan's Page 6 article. And we will read some of these articles. I am going through and I am, copying and pasting them. So we will get to them. So can y'all hear that music at all? She's listening to good music, but I'm pretty sure Mr. Squid has it on his YouTube channel or his YouTube account. Okay, if y'all can't hear it, that's great. I'm gonna turn my mic this way because I am so worried about being She's listening to classic rock. Miss Nathan further texted Miss Abel that the worst is over and that Mr. Baldoni would likely not be canceled, corroborating that the nature of the ongoing campaign was designed to harm Miss Lively and conceal Mr. Baldoni's conduct on set. No, he on his YouTube on his YouTube account. It's she took my phone. It's like, yeah, I just don't like to take any chances because YouTube also appears to selectively enforce their terms of service and copyright stuff. So I always try to be extra careful. So, but the sound bar that we have on the TV in the living room is very powerful, which is why I'm putting the nice pretty ones. I'm going to put art in every room that is just a little sound absorbing so that, every room stays as quiet as possible. So if he's watching a movie in the living room, the little's bedroom is not affected. Corroborating that the nature of the ongoing campaign was designed to harm Miss Lively and conceal Mr. Baldoni's conduct on set. Tiny bit bumpy, but not canceled. The following day, August 10th, a member of the tag team advised they had started to see a shift on socials due to largely Jed and his team's effort to shift the narrative towards a shining spotlight on Blake and Ryan instead of on Mr. Baldoni. This message by itself completely debunks defendants' self-serving efforts to mislead the public into thinking that all they did was respond reactively to media inquiries in order to correct the record. As Tag's employees' text message confessed in real time, Mr. Baldoni's team, relying on Mr. Wallace and his team, had created a shift on social via their successful efforts to shift the narrative towards shining a spotlight on Blake and Ryan. This, of course, was precisely the objective outlined in Miss Nathan's strategic plan and precisely the result that Mr. Baldoni had sought. Oh. Have a great day. Well, no, nothing can get over those. It's nothing can get over those, trust me, because when they're all wired, so when one goes off, they all go off. And when the one in the living room goes off, the one in the bedroom and the and these rooms go off too. So I'm gonna close the door though, so that I can stop getting distracted by the music. Thank you for your patience. I closed it, but it's cracked, so she can still get in here. Why does this lawsuit sound like two assholes arguing a last bottle of chocolate milk? Probably because it is. Like it is. And this is one of the things where it's like, I don't mind listening to other people's drama. It just don't bring like drama of people I know in my chat and with me. Like we don't do that, but we sure as shit listen to other people or watch other people's drama. Hence why I kind of enjoy talking about the what the hell's drama in a way, because it is not my drama. So it's acceptable to talk about on my channel because it's not my drama. I feel bad for Jeremy, but it's not my drama. Like, all right. So the text, hi team, so far extremely limited pickup on Daily Mail or page 6. We'll continue to keep an eye out and send pieces as needed, but so far it's been steady coverage on pure speculation. We've also started to see a shift on social due to largely Jed and his team's effort to shift the narrative towards shining a spotlight on Blake and Ryan. Again, we'll continue to send the links and screenshots, but wanted to send an update in the meantime. I can appreciate, the one thing I can't appreciate from this lawyer's work, do I like them? No. Keep that on your channel. Brian, you crack me up. It's just funny that, or I can appreciate the fact that even though they take certain quotes and they kind of take them out of context, they post the whole thing so that you can, not my monkey, not my circus. Precisely, King Bob Queen. Precisely. And how are you doing today? It's good to see you. The shift on social, like it. I appreciate the fact that they are at least posting the context and the whole text message. That whole text message still might be taken out of context. You don't know the messages before or the messages after. However, I can appreciate that they're just not posting quotes in their paragraphs and in their arguments and not posting the entire message. So, do I like this lawyer? Possibly not. But I call balls and strikes as I see them, and that's one of the things that I can appreciate reading through this. The same day, Miss Abel celebrated Miss Nathan's suppression of stories that had apparently sought to reveal the existence of HR complaints as well as the effectiveness of their retaliatory campaign. She stated the narrative online is so freaking good and fans are still sticking up for Justin, and there's literally been no pickup of those 2 articles, which is actually shocking to me. But I see this as a total success, as does Justin. You did such amazing work. Miss Nathan responded, so did you. And they quoted that whole thing. Narrative is crazy good, so did you. Miss Nathan texted later that same day, the majority of socials are so pro-Justin, I don't even agree with half of them, LOL. Not taken out of context, but later in that same chain, also on August 10th, 24, Miss Nathan and Miss Abel continue to discuss the shift on social, with Miss Nathan stating socials are really, really ramping up. She continued, it's actually sad because it just shows you have people really want to hate on women. I don't see, and that's the thing, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think you treat people like crap for long enough and you act like a diva for long enough and people will start hating on you when given the chance because no one can escape karma. You treat people like crap long enough, people are going to, like, you can never escape the truth and you can never escape karma. So when you either lie about people, you act like an entitled diva, you think you're more important than any other person in the world, expect some pushback eventually. So people have come in to listen, then decide to leave. Oh, I'm not even paying attention. Am I like so we have 32 likes and only 21 viewers. So I guess it's a plus. And this stream is not like, this stream is going to get the people who are involved in this stream or who are entertained by this, and then not others. And this one might not get the people who are pro Blake Lively, because a lot of people just don't want to read things that I think are bullshit. So, if this is Lively's lawyers, they did remove emojis. Yeah, 30 likes, 18 people watching. Yeah, people come in. Like a few people have said they've had to go. We're on an hour and 46. There is very few people that can stick around the whole time for long streams, and that's kind of why I limit stuff to only about 2 hours. 2 hours and 20 minutes is I feel like this is deja vu. I'm literally shaking right now. You make me so angry, girl. I'm gonna leave messages instead of just leaving, girl. Yeah, it's just people can't just sometimes, especially on a Saturday morning when they generally don't have work, or they have family time and the whole family's home. I understand people can't stay, which is it's fine. It's those text messages, but then don't be a see you next Tuesday. She effed herself by doing the unfollow thing and insisting no photos together. Yeah, I think the unfollow thing is stupid. I think the unfollow thing is really stupid. Really stupid. However, with the unfollow thing, there are people who pay attention to that. There are people who literally sit on the internet and figure out who unfollowed who and when, and somebody like the Brett Cooper thing with her leaving the Daily Wire. They noted that her mom removed all of Reagan's pictures. It's like, who the hell has that much time on their hands to go through random people who you don't even know? I would love to talk to Brett Cooper about anything that happened in relation to that, because I love Brett Cooper. I think she is awesome. But who the hell has that much time on their hands to think of who unfollowed who? That's why you just don't follow anybody, because you don't have to worry about people tracing who you followed. I would love for there to be 900 people in here, but there's never going to be. I honestly don't like either of these two, but Justin sounds more credible than Blake. Yeah, I'm in that kind of everybody sucks here. In a situation where there's lawsuits filed, I always start with the everybody sucks. And then I will lean to one side based on the documents and some of the articles, and the fact that Justin has a website where he dropped all the receipts. So meh. Have a good one. I know you're not angry. Because you strike me as one of the people who, if you're angry, you just leave. You don't need to announce your departure, because you're one of the cool ones. When you see something you don't like, you just brush it off and go, I'll come back for the next one. I don't like this topic. I'm not going to watch this topic. I'll be back for the next one. Have a good day. I have something that watches Facebook for my account. I love knowing who unfriends me. I figured what I post that causes them to run and post more of it. Yeah, and see, maybe it's just that I just don't care. Some of the things I care about, other people don't. And then a lot of the things that other people care about, I'm just I don't care. A lot of the background drama of a lot of things, I'm I just really don't care. It's not that I am on one side or the other. I just don't care about any of it. The following day, Miss Abel confirmed to Mr. Baldoni that there had been nothing, very, very little pickup, and that fans believe the issue of the feud is because she took control of the movie. And honestly, I don't think she took complete control of the movie, but I do think she did a little bit more than she should have. In the days that followed, Miss Nathan and Miss Abel discussed working with Mr. Wallace and his digital team to amplify or boost or to suppress certain narratives and posts on social media, including on TikTok. On any occasion, any member of the Wayfarer or the social manipulation team could text the link to a positive story about Mr. Baldoni or a negative story about Miss Lively and ask that someone boost the story to the public or engage in the comments to fuel the desired narrative. I do not think this will ever actually get to, actually, it will get to trial because the judge seems to have already set a trial date based on the fact that these two can't shut up and stop talking about each other. However, that being said, I can't wait till someone, till this goes to trial and someone has to testify about all this and how that works. Because in the Depp v. Heard trial, the people talking about data and PR and stuff in Hollywood was highly entertaining and insightful, and I can't wait. But this is the problem with this is in federal court, so unlike the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, which was in state court, so it won't be televised. But damn, I would love to get my hands on some transcripts. In the days that followed, Miss Nathan and Miss Abel discussed working with Mr. Wallace, blah, 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 including on TikTok. On any occasion, any member of Wayfarer or the social manipulation team could text the link to a positive story about Baldoni or a negative story about Lively. So anybody on the team could do that at any time. Could they also post it, or could only one person post it? You had to text it to one person, and then see, and this is why it would be interesting to interesting to hear someone testify about this, because who was in charge of actually posting it? When they say text the link to who? Or would it be just you post the link on a social media and then someone else comes along and boosts it, like a retweet? Links are good with scrambled eggs. Yes, they are, Puddletown. How are you doing this morning? Years ago, my sister went on a long blue rant. I thought, F this, and deleted Facebook. I have social media in this house. I'm the only one in this house with social media of any kind. He has a YouTube account, but that's it. No channel, does not post content, and does not have any other, which is kind of sad in a way, because he was he had people like hunting companies. He was not a representative. What do you call that when you sign up to be a they send you a discount code, and all you have to do is post something and about their product, and they send you a stuff to try out and give them your honest opinion. It's I heard Facebook is for old people. Yeah, Facebook is for boomers. No, Facebook is either for boomers or people who just want to stay in touch with their families. It's who goes through and makes comments on random posts. That's the boomers. There's a good clip of Ryan talking about possibly essaying his co-star, forgot her name, on a late night talk show. That would be awesome, King Bob, if you could find that, because we're going to do an entire stream of looking at clips and looking at articles. But I think that's when we get through both lawsuits, so we can actually see this in action and okay, this is what they wrote in their lawsuit, but this is their actual personality. So product reviewer, but it's you can let's see. I'm gonna look at. I know what it is. It's you apply to be it, but it's a ambassador. I was a Built Bar ambassador for a while. had my discount code and everything, but then they changed their stuff and I didn't have enough. They took my code away because now you need 10,000 subscribers and or followers in order to get a Built Bar discount code. So if y'all can help me get to 10,000 subscribers, for those of you who like built protein bars that actually taste like, not protein bars, help me get my my Built Bar code back. But I need 10,000 subscribers because they were like, you can reapply in the future. And when I did it, they were like, you need 10,000 subscribers. And I'm like, nope. At that time, I had like 1,500 or something like that. So if y'all could help me get to 10,000, especially those of you who like protein bars, I will definitely be yeah. Oh. The following day, Miss Abel confirmed to Mr. Baldoni there had been nothing, very little pickup. In the days that follow, Miss Nathan and Miss Abel discussed working with Mr. Wallace. I read that. Sorry. For instance, August 10th, 24, Miss Abel sent a TikTok post of Mr. Baldoni and Miss Lively appearing to laugh together and wrote, "Would be great for the digital team to boost this in any way possible." When we get to the next thing, we are going to take a break and finish this tomorrow. On August 12th, 24, a tag team member, that could be taken so many ways. Where are we on WrestleMania? Circulated the screenshots about speculation posts on social media, to which Miss Nathan responded that Jed also shot me a note, asked me to schedule a Zoom conversation. Ooh. I have family in Alaska and I'm on the East Coast. We only see each other once every 20-something years. Yeah, that's the problem with being in such a big country, is it's really hard to see families who live in the same country, but are so on the other side of the country. I love protein bars and breakfast bars. Help me get to 10,000 subscribers, and maybe I can get my code back and you can have a 15% discount code to Built Bar. Because if Built Bar ever wants to sponsor me, I'm open to that, because yeah. But you have to have a certain amount of things or a certain amount of subscribers, and I don't have that yet. On August 13th, the team discussed ways to use the digital team to amplify positive stories about Mr. Baldoni. The next day, August 14th, Miss Abel stated, "I'll have our digital side boost this TikTok in the morning." In this reference TikTok, an individual who Miss Lively had never met responds on social media that Mr. Baldoni made Miss Lively uncomfortable and sad, calling it all nonsense. On August 18th, Mr. Baldoni circulated a TikTok video in which the poster criticized Miss Lively for not speaking about domestic violence in press interviews. A member of Miss Nathan's team responded that she would let digital know. And this, like, that is that right there is a valid criticism, because this movie is about, you want to be about, positivity about women. Like, this is a large part of the movie. That is a central plot line, is DV. Like, talk about it. The good, the bad, the ugly. Like, talk about it. Don't try to make your movie all flowers and sunshine when it's obviously not. The same day, Miss Abel flagged tag that this girl is claiming that Mr. Baldoni invited her up to his hotel room years ago. The tag team later stated, "Let us chat to Jed as well on this." This girl is claiming Justin invited her up to her hotel room. I didn't want to share the vid, but did a screen record, and this is the account, so you guys can look at all of it. Part of me wants his former assistant to comment and say this never happened. Ridiculous. On August 18th, Mr. Baldoni responded on the same thread about seeing comments on Instagram on random posts defending me by people who are private with no followers and they feel like bots. Miss Nathan responded saying that they do not have bots because bots look fake to anyone, and that the other team is doing something very specific in terms of what they do. I know Jamie and Jed connected on this. She explained further that any digital team these days is far more intelligent to utilize something so obvious. Hey, tag team, I've been seeing some Instagram comments and random posts defending me by people who are private with no followers and they feel like bots. Can you please confirm we are not doing any of that? I really don't want bots defending me, as it feeds into their potential narrative. Fully confirm we did not have bots. This is not also what we do. Bots look fake to anyone. Bots and fan accounts also run pretty organically by now with all the AI platforms. Google Analytics itself, there's no bot army. That's a myth these days. Any digital team these days is far more intelligent to utilize something so obvious. During the same period of time, Miss Nathan, Miss Abel, and their teams were heavily monitoring and had media friendliness updating them and worked to suppress unflattering commentary regarding Mr. Baldoni while spreading stories that were favorable to Mr. Baldoni. For example, August 9th, Miss Abel circulated a screenshot of a post by a woman stating, "Justin, the creator of a show called My Last Days, exploits the struggles of individuals facing terminal illnesses for his own gain. He found my friend who is battling a serious illness and followed her life closely. Despite her grace in not speaking ill of him, I sensed the start that something was deeply wrong. Justin weaponizes therapeutic language, presenting himself as thoughtful and supportive, yet his actions reveal a very different reality. He portrays himself as an ally to women and the vulnerable, but it's all a facade. He manipulates the vernacular of care to mask his true intentions. In reality, none of the proceeds from the show benefited the individuals he profiled. He even had the audacity to depict her hometown, a vibrant and affluent community, as a small, impoverished town. His portrayal was not just inaccurate, but insulting. Oh, so you get this right here. Inaccurate, but insulting. So you're insulted by being called poor. Like, of all the things to be called. Like, as a kid, I made ketchup sandwiches as a kid. Like, not poor, but like, tell me tell me you're on a budget without telling me. Ketchup sandwiches. Once the show aired, Justin took his profits and vanished, leaving nothing but a sense of exploitation in his wake. His behavior was not just tacky and gross. It was a betrayal of the very people he claimed to uplift. In response to the post, Miss Abel stated, "I'm assuming this is not true in the slightest. Either way, we flagged to Jed and his team for more serious actions on the social side." It is worth pausing to consider Miss Abel's reaction to this woman's post, rather than asking Mr. Baldoni whether there is any truth to the allegations. Miss Abel instead declared that she was flagging the woman's post to Mr. Wallace for more serious action on the social side. Either way, meaning Miss Abel was calling for Mr. Wallace to take action against the women without regard to whether she was reporting was truth. That's not what she said. You just misrepresented what she said. Like, she was flagging the woman's post, but like, either way, we flagged it. It's worth pausing to I'm assuming it's not true in the slightest. Either way, we flagged to Jed and his team for more serious action on the social side. That's saying if it's not true, get rid of it. Like, hide it if it is true, but get rid of it if it's not true. Like, I don't see the fact that, my favorite thing when I was a kid, and even now, is like a good like grilled bun. Like when you have a burger, grilling the bun, like, putting that on the griddle too. And then like when you eat all the burger and there's like just a little bit of that crispy bun left with ketchup and mustard on it, it is delicious. I know it's gross, but like, yeah. Hey, it's me. How are you this morning? Haha, no bots, right? I'm constantly blocking accounts with no post. Only follows and followers on X, usually weeks to months old. Picture of a woman with little no clothing, i.e. bot. Yeah. And one of the things that I do when people come in here and start causing drama, I haven't had any in a while, except for that Andrea chick, but whatever, I know who that is. But when people start looking at stuff, you look at the age of their account. And if their account was created like yesterday, it's an alt account. It might not be a bot, but it sure as shit ain't a real person. It's not a person's main account if their account was made yesterday. And you can see some of that stuff. So when you are thinking about making alt accounts, think about the creators and or the mods being able to look at your account and see when it was made. Just a thought. If you're going to be stupid, don't be obviously stupid. During the same period of time when media sources inquired about HR complaints that were made on the set. Hi. Baby girl, when we get to the next stopping place, you and I are going to play. The troll's been quiet lately. Yeah, the troll's been real quiet lately. During the same period of time, when media sources inquired about HR complaints that were made on the set of the film, Miss Nathan, Miss Abel, and their teams worked to suppress coverage of these HR complaints. Further, on or around August 14th, media outlets directly inquired about HR complaints made on the set because they were being told there were at least 3 HR complaints filed against Justin Baldoni on the set of It Ends With Us, and inquired if the complaints were investigated and what the results were. By this time, individuals at TAG, Miss Nathan and Miss Abel, were aware of the existence of complaints that were made regarding the on-set behavior of Mr. Baldoni in order to better counter them in the press. Thank you. Well, yeah. And thank you, King Bob, for sending me that, sending me that clip. I will look at it later, but I just got a notification because somebody actually brought me my phone. Here you go. Hey, Angel, can you? Oh, never mind. Mine opened in 2012. Yeah, mine was, yeah. It was Olivia Wilde. The clips are, on another YouTube channel. It's in your email. If you don't see it, let me know. I will check it. I got the notification that you emailed me, so we will see. I can't look right now because somebody's on my phone. By this time, individuals at TAG, Miss Nathan and Abel, were aware of the existence of the complaints that were made regarding the onset behavior of Mr. Baldoni and Heath, and sought clarity to the specific HR complaints at issue in order to better counter them in the press. Hey guys, read the TMZ thing. The HR complaints or understanding is that 2 were from Blake and blah. Read the sexy comment. An additional one from read the thing with the Jamie in her apartment in New York City. Just want to clarify. Approximately 1 minute later, Miss Abel asserted the need to position the claims as claims that are already out there about the kiss and the weight comment, referencing early public reporting by TMZ on Mr. Baldoni's lingering kiss with Miss Lively and Mr. Baldoni's comments regarding Miss Lively's weight on set. Footnote 39. Was not taken out of context. On or around the same date, Miss Nathan directly engaged with several media platforms discussing the issue of the HR complaints made against Baldoni while on the set of the film. On August 15th, Miss Nathan texted Miss Abel that the DM hounded me HR complaint. She stated that DM is not running any content about it. Continuing, Jen, this went so well. I am effing dying. I have to call you later in a bit and tell you how this went. It was genius. So, okay, we have the 4 major standing down on HR complaint. I think we are fine, but on that bit. During that same period of time, Miss Nathan and her team at TAG planted otherwise were involved in generating or influencing the content publicly put forth on social media, including Reddit and TikTok, as well as online media sources. For example, on August 13th of 2024, various text messages were exchanged between Miss Abel and the journalist Sarah Nathan, who is explained above as Miss Nathan's sister. Footnote 40. These messages consisted of drafts of the story outlining Miss Lively's role in making the final cuts to the film. All right, footnote. This is just a footnote for the TMZ article. After Sarah Nathan circulated the draft language related to Miss Lively's involvement in the different cuts of the film, Miss Abel sent Sarah Nathan revisions to the draft, which Sarah Nathan offered to amend. On the same day, an article authored by Sarah Nathan titled Blake Lively Approved Final Cut of It Ends With Us, amid feud with co-star director Justin Baldoni, was published in Page 6, owned by the New York Post. 41. The article addressed, among other topics, Miss Lively's role in approving the final cut of the film, but emphasizes how Miss Lively contributed to almost every aspect of the film, that her husband wrote one of the most important scenes in the movie, and that she was begged to remove one of her song choices from the film, despite Mr. Baldoni's ownership of the rights to the book via his production company, Wayfarer. I think mine was like 2009, maybe. I don't even remember. It was a while ago. The language contained in the article almost verbatim copy of the language exchange between Sarah Nathan and Miss Abel via text and reflects multiple of Miss Abel's revisions to Sarah Nathan's original proposed draft. TAG publicly shared the article on one or more social media platforms, including Reddit, prompting various negative comments in relation to Miss Lively and her husband and the narrative that Miss Lively steamrolled or bulldozed Mr. Baldoni in the film for her own personal gain. Here's my thing. Has anybody ever seen a positive comment on Reddit? I'm just saying. Reddit is not known for being the center of positivity. These are just links to Sarah Nathan's article. In early August of 24, Miss Lively launched her hair care line, Blake Brown, which she spent 7 years building. The defendants have falsely claimed that the launch was timed with the film's release. It seems like it kind of was. I mean, it doesn't, I don't have to look at articles or look at, I don't have to look at articles to know that people choose times that things are released to always coincide with something, another project they're doing. Because if they're already getting media attention for one thing, here, let me promote my hair care line. And considering she mentioned her hair care line in multiple press junkets at promoting this film, yeah, they were timed. You can't lie and say they weren't. Everything is always timed together to make yourself look good and to promote other things. Like it's just, yeah, it's not wrong. It's just, and it's not, I'm not saying she's a bad person for doing it. It's just how things work. When you're already in the press for a movie, it's the perfect time to drop your hair care line as well, because your name is out there. But in reality, the launch was set nearly 1 year before the film's release date had been decided. You still knew, okay, this right here, but in reality, the launch was nearly 1 year before the film's release date had been decided. You still knew you were filming a movie that would be released probably the following year. So your name would still be in headlines, even though it's not exclusively with the films. So like the fact that it was like the same time of the year, possible coincidence. However, you knew that you were filming a movie that would be released the following year. So released the following year, you're in a popular movie, combined with the fact that it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. You follow several communities in Reddit that are mostly positive. I don't have a Reddit account. The only thing I like from Reddit is the Am I the A-hole? Because those are funny. But I follow content creators who read Am I the A-hole posts. There's a few on Facebook, but there's a few on YouTube, like Charlotte Dobre. I love her content. It's how I get involved in like Reddit and other people's drama without actually being involved in other people's drama. I'm just going to leave this one right here. In early August of 2024, Miss Lively launched her hair care line, blah, blah. It was not until May of 2024, when the film's release date was moved for a third time, that it happened to land on the same week as Miss Lively's hair care launch. When the Blake Brown hair care line was first launched, the media and social media response was overwhelmingly positive, and the launch of the product line at Target became that store's biggest hair care launch on record. Yet, at exactly the same moment that defendants launched their retaliatory campaign, powered on the digital side by Mr. Wallace and his team, the Instagram account of Blake Brown was flooded by harassing and derogatory comments, including many posted by user accounts that had no followers and no prior posts, most of which did not relate to the brand's products. To take just one example, one comment posted on the Blake Brown account by a user that as December 19th, 2024 shows user metrics indicating 0 posts, 0 followers, and following 0, commented, "How about you stop paying the media to trash and smear Justin? That would be a good start for you, awful human being." Another user, also with 0 posts, 0 followers, and 0 following, posted, "We want Justin's cut of the movie. He actually cares about DV." 43, Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Sarwitz, along with Mr. Heath, both encouraged and provided input on ideas to negatively influence the narrative against Miss Lively, her family, and her businesses, as well as suppressing negative press about Mr. Baldoni. For instance, August 9th, the film's release date, in discussing certain negative articles about himself with Miss Abel, Mr. Baldoni stated, "There's no way we can just let this go." Absolutely, Iris. Sounds like Lively is using her power, even though he had brought up the rights and was the director, and then she pushed him out. It's obvious that all the info comes from her camp. If not me, who? Page 6 commented, kind of sounding like a mean girl behind all the makeup and fake smiles. No longer a fan. That's kind of the personality, or that's kind of the attitude that I have right now. Jessica Reloaded used to do the a petty potato. I love Charlotte. That's where I got the move in the shadows. That is her line, not mine, but that is why. That is one of the reasons that you don't discuss drama on a public platform. You move in the shadows. Like, you do your shit behind the scenes. Like, you don't air dirty laundry in public. You move behind the scenes. See Judy B's Blake Brown Beauty Instagram comment. How about you stop paying the media to trash and smear? We want Justin's cut of the movie. He actually cares about DC or DV. On August 15th, 2024, Mr. Baldoni texted Miss Nathan and Miss Abel stating that his business partner Sarowitz suggested flipping the narrative arising from unnamed sources who had made false claims about Mr. Reynolds' involvement in the script of the film, and suggested ways to manipulate those rumors to make Mr. Reynolds appear to be anti-feminist. There was no truth to these claims. All right, no worries. Quickly, partner Steve asked about flipping the narrative from this leak this AM about Ryan saying the script was a disaster and he saved the movie. To something about Ryan claiming the female hired was feminist writer. I don't know how to tackle a female film using their own words against them. Mr. Baldoni says that this is an easy flip before Miss Nathan indicated that she was already working on a story for Variety that would achieve this goal. The chief problem with these stories was that they were not based on Mr. Reynolds' own words. Mr. Reynolds never said that the script was a disaster and he saved the movie, nor did he ever claim that a female hired was a feminist writer who didn't know how to tackle a female film. Nor was there any evidence backing up Mr. Sarowitz's proposed line of attack on Mr. Reynolds. Just a week before this creative suggestion to smear Mr. Reynolds, Mr. Sarowitz had posed for a few pictures with Baldoni and Heath at the opening of their Wayfarer Foundation, wearing a t-shirt that said, "Seek always to do which is right and noble." Abdul Baha. Mr. Sarowitz's proposal to retaliate against Miss Lively by seeking to harm her husband's reputation makes a mockery of the mantra Mr. Sarowitz professes to follow when on camera. As of August 16th, 2024, Miss Nathan was continuing to confer with additional reporters to release stories that would cast Miss Lively and or Mr. Reynolds in a negative light. Meanwhile, Miss Lively neither publicly commented nor directed any of her representatives to comment or engage with the print media, social media, or otherwise about the hostile work environment Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, and Wayfarer created. Indeed, throughout the time period discussed herein, Miss Lively never provided her publicist with details about the hostile work environment that she, alongside other cast members and crew, had experienced. People who worked in the past with her are coming out with nothing nice to say. Yeah, we will definitely go over some of those. Blake's hair care is very expensive, another YouTuber, which showed it last week or earlier this week. Not a damn thing. Only airing your dirty laundry in public. Like, we are in a sue-happy society, and I do believe that some people have validity to lawsuits, and other people just use lawsuits because they can. So, I can't say that I don't use expensive hair care. Like, I use Redken. I use everything Redken. I use Redken All Soft is my shit. Right now, I just haven't had a haircut since August. I haven't had a haircut since I went back to Wisconsin to visit my dad when my grandfather passed away. That was the last time that I got a haircut. So we's working on some split ends and some like no shape. So it's like my hair literally just is a hot mess. But I'm getting a haircut next Saturday. So, which my girl down here, I text her for a haircut appointment in the beginning of January, and March 8th was the first appointment she had open. So it, Hollywood Bone Princess, given everything, never worked for it, treats people like shit unless they have more money than her. Yeah. Yeah, it will, except for the fact that this is in federal court and not state court. So it's not going to be as public because obviously no cameras in federal court, which absolutely sucks. But if anybody is in New York or the New York area and would like to attend this trial and report to me, I would pay big money to be there, but I can't. You've been naughty if Taylor Swift distanced herself from your friendship. Yeah. I use cheap shampoo but expensive conditioner. I'm bougie when it comes to my hair. Because of the fact that I'm not entirely comfortable with like going shopping because, the size of my butt. Shoes and hair care and makeup are my thing. But when I stream in the morning, like and then I go work out right after I stream, I don't like to put on a shit ton of makeup because then I have to take off that makeup. And I love playing with makeup, but at the same time, I hate taking off makeup. It's a pain in the ass, and you can never get it all off, no matter how hard you try. Oh, I know, be smarter when you make a movie or when you're hired to act in a movie. Yeah, and also don't act in a movie when you're 4 months postpartum and breastfeeding. Just, like, kind of like that person that sued McDonald's because they ate a Big Mac from 1999 and got sick. Kind of like also the people who, the woman who, well, never mind. That case had some validity to it, but the woman who sued McDonald's because she spilled her coffee and got burned. There was some validity to that case. Some, in a sense that the coffee was hotter than standards, but that we digress. Yeah, well, here's the thing with that. Like, I understand, and on the surface, it sounds like it's pretty shit. Like, and this is why you read lawsuits. The coffee was over. Yes, the coffee was over what the McDonald's standards were and regulations, because every company's got regulations, sir. It can't be colder than this, but it can't be hotter than this, and it was actually way too hot. Yeah. Yes. What's it good for? You can't fix stupid. Yes, but you can medicate it. Sorry. I have a glass that says that somewhere. You can't fix stupid, but you can medicate it. Moreover, Miss Lively expressly instructed her publicist, Leslie Sloan, not to engage with press inquiries, including ones regarding the onset behavior of Baldoni, Heath, Wayfarer, or in other words, Miss Lively's instructions to her publicist were the opposite of a smear or exposing him. Even while she believed he was behind the attacks on her, Mr. Reynolds confirmed that instruction to Miss Lively's publicist on August 13th and again on August 29th, directing her to continue to remain quiet, not doing anything to shape any stories, whether positive or negative, reiterating an instruction that both he and Miss Lively had given her verbally at the premiere of the film in Denmark on August 9th, not to talk to anyone about any of the attacks on Blake. There's the Miss Lively and other cast members who had not appeared in the press with Mr. Baldoni experienced a sudden tidal wave of increasingly negative public attention building around them. Miss Lively and others suspected the extraordinarily rapid shift in public sentiment and press coverage that began on the day of the film's release was likely orchestrated by the men about whom Miss Lively and others had raised HR complaints. I mean, yeah. Yeah, yes, this right here though, like, yeah, that right there though. I've never felt the need to put a drink of any kind between my knees when I'm driving. It's just, no, there's cup holders for a reason. Yeah. I have a coffee cup that it says, that was also in that same, it was either for my birthday or for Christmas, but it says, no hablo fucktardo. So we should almost be to a stopping point. It's easy to, like, I like at a stopping point, like a highlighted portion or a new portion of the lawsuit, so that one, we end in a good place, but two, we it's also easy to find the next time. On August 10th, Miss Lively sent a text to both female cast member regarding how she was doing, writing that she was both thrilled and so bummed. Him literally hiring bots to attack my character while I promote a movie that he benefits most from financially is a terrible feeling. Well, you negotiated your contract or didn't negotiate your contract, so it's almost impossible to comprehend. The cast member responded by expressing sympathy. And honestly, okay, my whole thing, my whole thing, cars didn't have cup holders back then. I thought they at least had the one in the center console, but maybe that's just me. Bye, poor Marine. If one that says where's I have a problem with this in the sense of like if she had all these problems in her original like that January 4th meeting where they talked about her list of grievances, I would have asked for more money. I would have renegotiated that if I'm having to put up with all this bullshit, you're going to pay me more. And then that way you can't go, well, he's benefit from it financially. Technically, his company is benefiting from it financially. And if y'all know anything, when you own your own company, generally speaking, that's not take-home pay. You reinvest all that money into your business. Like, I would say more than half of anything I get on YouTube goes right back into improving equipment, lighting, the microphone, buying tiles, the setup, paying for stream. Like, nothing, like what I pocket is not nearly what you'd think that, like, when I see how much YouTube is going to put in my account, that's not how much I end up like being able to go spend on stuff. That is a lot of like making things better. You don't, or you invest in your next project. Like, it's not a like, oh, he's making this much money and he gets to like put that in his bank account. No, it goes into his business's account and it gets spent on business expenses. Like, oh yeah, you could fit somebody in the middle front. So, yeah. Responded by expressing sympathy for Miss Lively and confidence that the truth would come out. Oh, the truth is going to come out, just might not be in your favor. On August 10th, 2024, Miss Giannetti texted Miss Lively to congratulate her on the success of the film's opening. For her reference, Miss Giannetti, Angie Giannetti, works for Sony. On August 11th, 2024, at 12:25 a.m., Miss Lively replied to Miss Lively that this was a horrifying shoot, and the only way for me to make peace with that was the work and the success of the film, and everyone rallied behind that in the end. I'm so grateful for everyone's hard work, yours included. I couldn't be happier with how it turned out, film and reception. I was sitting here today thinking about about that first call in December of 2022. Thank you for reaching out to Warren and bringing me into this film. I wouldn't have done it had I known what it would have been like and what a loss that would have been for in the long run. You know what they say, what doesn't kill you makes you 50 million opening weekend. Also, on August 11th, 2024, Miss Lively received a message from another cast member making observations regarding the evident smear campaign against Miss Lively, and the cast was insane. Miss Lively responded, "Yeah, I'm legitimately depressed and heartbroken, like an immense amount of pain. I'm sorry that it's being aimed at all of us, you included." On that same day, oh, thank you. Okay, here you go. Okay, here you go. You're welcome. She comes in and wants it unlocked and then runs out again. Good morning, King Paco. How are you? Like, but the thing is she's running around the house with it. She's not like sitting and scrolling. I can hear her running around the house. On that same day, Miss Lively reached out to the film's screenwriter, Christy Hall. After she was questioned about an impromptu comment Miss Lively made about Mr. Reynolds' input on the rooftop scene of the film. 44, Miss Lively expressed a heartfelt apology that her comment resulted in questions to Miss Hall, which Miss Hall graciously accepted, sharing that she did not take Miss Lively's comment personally. At the same time, Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Sarowitz were scheming with their crisis PR team to find a way to exploit this moment to flip the narrative and paint Mr. Reynolds as anti-feminist. This is the email that Blake wrote, sending you the best. Oh my God, that's the Hollywood version of all the best. I'm not going to read that word for word. If you want to read it, I can screenshot it and post it. In fact, I will actually screenshot it right here. Let me screenshot it so I can post it in the Discord. And now that things have kind of settled down with living in the house for a week, or, we will, we actually, yep, A&W used to come out to your car with a tray that hooked to your window. You would order on the phones in the parking lot, then they moved the phones inside and you would order from a table. Sonic kind of does that same thing, or at least they used to. Flash fan totally missed us the 70s and 80s, where I did too. I was a baby in the 80s. 44, see Benjamin Van Hoos and Julie Moore. Blake Lively says nobody knows. Ryan Reynolds wrote a scene and it ends with us. Screenwriter weighs in. On August 12th, 2024, a female cast member texts Miss Lively concerning about online commentary and asked what could be done to stop all the negative comments. August 13th, another female cast member sent Lively an article reporting that Justin Baldoni has hired veteran PR crisis manager Melissa Nathan amid the release of It Ends With Us. Miss Lively's response was, yeah, the truth always comes out as painful as it is to wait. Truth always comes out. But sometimes when you tell people the truth will come out, it doesn't always make you look like a good person. And if you're thinking I'm talking about you, I probably am. On August 14th, the same cast member texts Miss Lively to ask about her well-being and to express her concern and respect for Miss Lively. Later, that cast member expressed regret at what Miss Lively was going through. On August 15th, another female cast member wrote to Miss Lively about the online bullying that cast member who was also receiving as a result of being associated with Miss Lively, and asking Miss Lively who to ask for help to have it stop because it was becoming difficult to cope with the onslaught. The next day, Miss Lively commented in a text message to the cast member it's bullshit about all of us. We know who we are. It's why it hurts so much, because we feel we're not evil sociopaths. To which the cast member responded in agreement. On August 15th, another female cast member wrote to Miss Lively about the online bullying that cast member was also receiving as about yeah. Hoy, they really okay, y'all see this, right? This is like they repeated the same paragraph twice. It's yeah, and asking Miss Lively to have it stop because it was becoming difficult. 290 and 291 are the same. I was reading that and thinking, I thought I already read this, and then you make the connection that these are literally the same thing. On August 18th, Miss Lively observed that the online hatred targeted her was incessant and getting worse. She continued, everyone's sort of in shock and no one wants to be the first to hit it head on, so it just gets worse. Miss Lively noted that at this point she was staying off social media given how ugly it had become. As this onslaught continued, Miss Lively was deeply disappointed that neither Wayfair nor Sony had stepped in to correct their record. On September 4th, 2024, she received a text from a Sony executive checking in on her and asking how she was doing. Miss Lively responded, I'm not in a good place. This has been deeply painful, and I feel so hung out to dry. From production to this PR crisis, no one stepped forward. I wish so much that I was okay, but I'm really not. That executive said, I know it's been hard and horrendously unfair, and I hope soon that you can better take in the incredible film you made and the audience love around the world. It is so rare that this happens, and you did that. You also have $330 million worth of eyeballs watching a film about DV, and that is so important and affected so many lives for the better. That's because of you. All right, we have finally come to a stopping place. Section E was very, very long. It's now you can't pay $45 for 3 tickets to a movie. Now that's like 1 ticket to a movie and popcorn. Like, this is just getting more ridiculous, but we are actually on page 96. We are almost there, guys. We can finish this on the next stream, which probably will be tomorrow morning. because I've just like hitting this straight on. I am going to check right now to make sure or to see if there is any updates in the drama case, because the other drama case, because God forbid somebody likes to post stuff on Fridays and Saturdays. There was nothing as of last night, but we gonna check just to make sure. And it is March 1st for those of you who are not aware of the date. Say goodbye to February's bullshit and move on to possibly spring. Nothing is posted. Yay! There is nothing that is there. All right, guys. Guess what? We are done. 2 hours and 35 minutes later, we got a lot done. We got a lot done today. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will do I'm really surprised nothing dropped last night, because usually Friday nights and Saturday mornings are when he likes to drop stuff, but I will keep checking. The plan is to just hit this for the rest of the weekend unless something shows up in the drama case. If it does, I will let y'all know. Your birthday? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hope it's a good day. Yeah. So long, February with the R, we never say. All right. Y'all have a great day. I love you guys so much. I'm going to go give that little girl some love, and she deserves it. She was mostly quiet and behaving. That's because her dad's home. Her dad is home. And with her dad being home, she goes and hangs out with him. Yeah, we were all waiting for Bubbles is going to ask for reconsideration again. Yep. And happy birthday, Terry. All right. Let's see if we can. Oh, this we only had one problem with the internet this time instead of like 4 or 5. And stuff is actually coming up within a second or two of when I click on it, which is like so good to see. I am adding this to the Baldoni versus Lively. Did they deliver it? We got I didn't get it. Mr. Squid decided to buy a virtual reality headset that his brother had and brought over. Come here. Come here. You look so funny. So I'm sorry, it's not a that is our current situation. I don't know what kind he got, but it's the same one that his brother had and was over here with the other day when they helped us move. He brought it over. Why are you in here? Huh? My dad said not to walk into a wall. I think it has borders, because he was playing it in the garage when his brother and our sister-in-law were over here, and he was in the garage, and they set up boundaries where you won't run into stuff. How? I'm not really sure. Just no. But he came in here and he's like picking stuff off the shelf, I guess. I don't know. I have to look at his phone because there's an app that you can actually see what the person is seeing. So we will that's a geek. Oh, Dad, next time you come down here, I'm pretty sure he'll put you on it. And, all right. You all have a great day. I'm just going to look at, that's the only thing right there. No, Dad, you don't want to play? Oh, it would be funny. 3 Awesome Dogs is live. We're gonna go raid 3 Awesome Dogs. Dr. Jason Fung has the science of obesity coming up. I don't know when, but we are going to go to 3 Awesome Dogs. Like, no, oh my God, I stepped on beads the other day. My mom got her some Valentine's Day beads, and they have the quick disconnect, so you can't like choke yourself or anything. And she likes to take them apart and drop them. Not only do they get sucked up in the robot vacuum cleaner, so we have to work on actually picking up our toys, but I stepped on them. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, Cynthia, looks like you're on the rerun crew. But I still love you. I love my replay crew. Go tell 3 awesome dogs that I said hi, and I will see you guys on the next one.